I'm with a podcast called the Hog Sty. How do you guys think you did in the first preseason game, your unit in particular, the linebackers?
There's a lot of, room for improvement. You always want to keep getting better, but, first preseason game, you want to knock the rust off, play physical, fly to the ball.
Sure.
And, be assignment sound. So, of course, there's stuff you could, always get better. And, we watch the film, getting it corrected, but, all you want to see is the effort and guys playing hard, and I felt like we did that. So just continue to progress and, get ready for the Eagles week 1.
Sure. Now, obviously, a big thing for fans has been how that rotation is going to be with all you guys on the inside, because now we've got a lot more talent, it feels like, than previous years. How does that feel like it's going for you? Have the coaches given you guys any indication of how that's going to go?
It's like a moving, rotation. So I play Mike and Mo. So
right.
I'll go during the game I did a series, started the series with Comp at Mo, and then the next series I went back with Zach at Mike. So I feel very comfortable playing both spots. And
what about the play calling kind of aspect, that getting that green dot on the back of the helmet and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I had never played any other position besides Mike until I came to DC. So I think a lot of people, I don't know if they really understand that, but I came into the league as a Mike. My rookie year was a lockout year, and I was thrown into right away. So that kind of helped me with calling plays. You got guys like Rondé Barber,
sure.
Aqib Talib out there looking at you, and you're calling the plays as a 22-year-old. So
tall order.
Yeah, exactly. It got you ready right then and there. So you got future Hall of Famer looking in your eyes, telling you to spit out the plays. So I feel comfortable playing any position. And I'm willing to play whatever this team needs me to play to win, so it doesn't matter to me.
Sure. And I guess last question is, what do you think? Do you think you guys you'll be the starter week 1, or is it gonna be Compton and Brown, or are you guys not even worried about it then, I guess?
As of right now, I'm just worried about getting better. And
sure.
Whatever pair, they feel will make this team better, I feel like they're going to do. So my job right now, I'm just working hard at both spots and, getting ready for whatever. We got a great team, a lot of talent. So, guys got to, work hard, find the role, and be the best at their role.
All right, great. Thank you very much. So I'm with the Hog Sty, a fan podcast about the team. I'm with Nate Sudfeld here. Nate, you've really kind of taken a couple steps forward from what I've seen in camp this year versus last year. What have the coaches really been working on with you in particular, mechanics and things like that?
Yeah, I just think, being a year into the system has helped a lot, just playing faster. I think my number one thing, I just want to keep playing quicker. I feel like in games, in scrimmages, I play faster, but I kind of try to work on a lot of stuff in practice that will slow me down at times. So I'm just trying to make sure I just keep quicker and quicker and quicker so I can keep performing well.
Sure. What about your things like your throwing motion? I know that was something that people had pointed out last year, but it looks a lot better this year.
Thank you. Yeah, I haven't really changed anything with my throwing motion. It's felt really, good. The ball's been coming out of my hand pretty well, I feel like. But just footwork-wise, trying to get comfortable with the footwork in the system. I think, accuracy is 95% footwork.
Sure.
So that's been kind of the main focus for me.
And just playbook-wise, you feel more comfortable now, obviously? Is that
Absolutely, a lot more comfortable. Again, a year into the system, you kind of know what the play calls, you're able to articulate them and things like that. But it's still a work in progress because, we'll always mix and match concepts and just know where to go in every single look. So,
what about the changes in your coaching staff this year versus last year? Has that been difficult?
It hasn't been that much of a change. We've had pretty good continuity. Jay was always a big, part of our offensive scheme, and so was Kavanaugh, our offensive coordinator. There's a little bit of Sean twist that is a little bit different. Jay's a little different from Sean, but in terms of
is that personality, or is that just?
They're different people, but for the most part, it's a lot of the same stuff. So nothing too different.
The play calls all have the same language. That's the big thing, right?
Absolutely. It's still the same language.
What are your goals for the rest of the preseason? I'm assuming you're going to get a lot of playing time here. No offense. Hopefully we don't see a lot of you in the regular season.
I understand.
But what are your personal goals in terms of what would you like to say, hey, I improved X, Y, and Z?
It's going to be a boring answer, but, I just want to keep improving every day in all aspects of my game. I want to, be the best leader I can of the group I'm in. I want to have the most, composure and good field presence, inspire guys, give them confidence in the huddle, and I want to, just make completions, take care of the ball and drive our offense down to score.
And stay healthy, I assume, of course.
Absolutely.
All right. Nate, great talking to you. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Well, Doug, when you look at this roster, kind of what you've seen the last 2 weeks and compared to this time last year, what do you see in comparison?
I still feel the same way that I came here, that this roster is still the best roster that I've seen since I've been here. And I know some people that was here last year are not here, but I do feel like we helped ourselves in a lot of different areas. I think defensive line, even though it might not have showed as like we would like for it to have Thursday, but I still feel pretty good about the D-line. And I think secondary with Fabian being healthy now and Fuller got a year up under his belt along with the two guys that are starting. And with DJ Swearinger coming in, I certainly think that the secondary is much improved from last year. And the offensive line is what it is. I think Terrell Pryor, if Dotson get healthy, he was having a good offseason. And with Jamie Crowder, the receiving core going to be up to our quarterback getting the ball to the guys like he did last year. I think that's the most important thing.
Has there been an area that has maybe jumped out in a positive way for you that you weren't thinking?
Not really. After watching these guys on the off season and with Thomas Suter coming in and watching him, I really believe that we got two coaches or the same type of coaches on different sides of the ball. Where we got Callahan, we got Thomas Suter. Those same two guys, and it's all about fundamentals, it's all about being tough, and it's about a lot of work. And when you see the one-on-one, that's the most exciting part of practice because they get their reps, they go against each other, and you can see them getting better each time. When you see Trent Williams, who he is, it's amazing who he is from an athletic standpoint. But when you see guys like Anthony Lanier and Junior Gillette and Preston Smith working against those guys, both guys are getting better. So I think when you look at this team as a whole, in the trenches has gotten a lot better, not only because of the players that are here, the coaches too. And Jonathan Allen is the guy that he was hyped up to be. When you watch him, and as soon as he learned the pro game and using his hands a little better, I think he's going to be a beast in that. Once he get his body into you, 9 out of 10, he's going to win.
You've been around Kirk now for a few years, several years. How have you seen him grow, both on the field, decision making, things like that, and also off the field in leadership role?
Well, I think number one, nobody's more confident than Kirk Cousins. I think even from the fact of he decided to play on the tag, he's confident in himself. He knows what he's done the last 2 years. And the way I look at that, I don't think he's going to do no worse this year than he did the last 2 years because the offense is what he's played in for the last 2 years. I think he got a good rapport with the head coach, the quarterback coach, and Kurt is not a guy that's hard to get along with. The players like him, and I think at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about leadership, and everybody knows Kurt can play this game. He's proved that he can play it, and I think the key here is taking us to that next level, and he understands that the next level is important not only to the team, but also to himself too.
With Kirk, he had talked last week about how he feels like maybe this is the most comfortable he's been since a senior year in college in the system and all that. As a former quarterback, what kind of things can happen when a quarterback feels that way?
Well, I think we can look up to the northeast of us. The New England Patriots had pretty good success. Bill Belichick has become a real good coach with the same quarterback. And I think when you look at Kurt being in this system for the last 3 years and playing well the last 2, I think that speaks volume for him and the organization and the coach who feel comfortable with calling whatever they want to call with Kurt because they know he can get it done.
What are the biggest takeaways for you from this training camp overall?
Well, the biggest takeaway for me is learning to be in this position and being in control of the personnel department and getting the opportunity to sit down with the head coach and the guys that work in the personnel department to set up workouts and talk about the players and talk about how we got them slotted on the roster and who should probably make this team. Where, being in that position is new to me. But at the same time, it's the same thing we've been doing since I've been here, just that I'm in a different role now.
Doug, could you briefly remind us the level of physicality, intensity of NFL training camps when you played, and then compare it to now when obviously there are a lot of rules about the limitations on how much you hit, and is that enough in your view to get it done, to get a team ready for day one?
Well, I think we got to be fair because the same rules apply to every team in this league. So we can't use that as excuse, and I'm certainly not going to compare it to the days when I played without the face mask. but no, you know, the excuse of not being able to do some of the things that we haven't done, we can't make that excuse as far as the rules are concerned because every team has to play up under the same rules. We just got to be cognizant of it and train the guys, hey, this is what has to happen. You know, we don't get a chance to hit, practice tackle. You know, in the game time, your mindset should be tackle. You know, I watch DJ Swearingen, who I feel like has brought a lot of swag to this defense. There's no doubt in my mind, you don't have to tell him that when the game starts that you got to tackle, this tackle football. And I think once he get out there, you're going to get a lot of guys that are probably going to follow DJ, and I think that's what we needed, and he's here hopefully to lead us down that path.
What do you think the team has gained in the 2 weeks here in addition as opposed to being in Ashburn?
Well, we're in a training camp. We can do some things that we weren't able to do in Ashburn. We can bring everybody together. We can put on shoulder pads. We can do whether or not it's thumping or a little tackle. You know, early on in this camp, we did let the younger guys go all out and have a tackle. You know, they didn't get a chance to do that in Ashburn. So I think when you get in a situation where you got pads on and you're together all the time, you're meeting together, you eat together, it forms a little continuity, and I think that's what camp is all about.
How much of a concern is losing Trent Murphy for the season?
Well, you know, we was going to lose Trent for 4 games, but Trent was having a pretty good camp, and we know what Trent did last year. Quite naturally, you don't want to lose anybody, but Trent Murphy was a big part of our outside linebacker. And knowing that you're not going to have him, now somebody else has to step up. You know, this is a great opportunity for Gillette, who's missed the last 2 years, to stay healthy and be that guy. If not, you know, we're going to have to go with the Ryan and the Preston, and Ryan Anderson going to have to step up and be a good player for her, and Chris Carter going to have to fill in somewhere. But I think at the end of the day, we're still going to be pretty good on the outside if we stay healthy.
As you look at this team, where are your remaining concerns that you want to see answered between now and the start of the season?
Well, I think number one, you know, like I say, the starters only played briefly Thursday. I think you can't tell that until you see them play a certain amount of time, get a quarter under their belt, get a half under their belt, and then you go to assessing, hey, where we really need help, and that's when you start calling teams and doing things and wanting to do to have this or what have you. That's if you need a guy in that position. But I think this week going to help us kind of detail that, where we are, where we'd like to be, and what we might need to get there.
Is there, going with that, okay, I'm right.
What about?
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Going along with that, is there a certain position group that you're going to be focusing on?
No, not at this point, because like I say, coming to training camp, I think talent-wise, we got talent at every position. But we want to see what guys as a group function well together and what we need to do to get it to function that way if they don't.
All right, one more. Doug, off the residents, assuming that Colin Kaepernick can still play, and your thoughts on that, and if you think that he can play, why is he not in an NFL camp?
Well, you know, Kaepernick is not my concern. We got 3 guys in camp, and those are guys that we're going to concentrate on at this time.
Yeah, but one of those guys could get hurt, and you might have to bring in another quarterback.
Well, I'm not thinking hypothetical. I'm going to think the way it is right now. We got 3 guys, and that's what we're going with.
Jamie closes out. Talked about Junior Gillette before. Do you feel like you guys can rely on him, considering the injury history he's coming back from?
Well, you know, I'm gonna give him a little credit too, from this standpoint. How many guys that can have 2 Achilles on different ankles and work as hard as he has to get back to this point? I think he did that. I mean, he can't control a little tweak of the hamstring. I do believe if we can get him on the field, we'll see some of the junior Gillette that we're looking for. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say I think we'll get something out of it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you all. All right.